Welcome everybody. I was just going to do a small little training on groups inside Microsoft Groups. Some people call them email groups, distribution groups, Teams groups. There's lots of names for them, but basically when you're in your email, if you find the very bottom, you'll see these group sections, and you can see I'm in all of these groups here. To be in a group, you'll want to right click on groups and hit browse groups, and you should be able to see all the groups in the company. Some are set to public and some are set to private. If they're public, that means you can just join them with no permissions. If they're private, you can join them, but it'll ask whoever's in charge of the group permission to join the group. So that's how you would join them. If once you've joined them, they will show up as groups right here, just like so. And then if you want to manage the group, you click on the group that you want to manage. So for example, I'm going to go to tracking, and then you can, up at your bar on the top here, there'll be this group settings, and you can click it. If you are a group owner, meaning you're the manager of the group, you can edit the group. If not, then it's grayed out. You can leave a group, so if you don't want to be part of it anymore, you can just leave it. You can add members if you have permission, and you can invite others to the group. Then down here at the bottom, it'll say follow in my inbox. What this means is it's what do you want the emails that come into this group to do? And so in my case, this is a tracking group, and I don't want any emails bothering me in my inbox. I just like to collect them down here. You can see where they're all collecting. If I only wanted to see replies to me, that would mean that if I was CC'd into it, then I would see it. If only replies to me in events would mean that only things that involved me I would see it, and then all events, this one would mean that there would be a copy sitting in the group inbox down here, as well as up here in my regular inbox. So I'm going to click on a group next that I'm a manager of, and so we can see how we can edit it. Managers, let's continue. Let's see if I'm a manager of this one. I am. So if we hit edit group, it'll pull open, and you can change a photo for the group. You can add people to the group. You can see that me and Rob are both owners. And then if there was more people, it would show it would say member. I can give a description here. I can change the name of the group. I can also set it to public or private. And then right here, I can subscribe new members so they receive group emails in their inbox. Otherwise, they will see it in the group. So if that was checked, it changes those settings that we were talking about in here, where it changes where the emails go, whether if you want it in your inbox or not. You can set a language, and then you can also say, do you want people outside of the organization to email you? So if you only want the group to be just internal employees, you would uncheck that. If you want anyone to be able to email the groups, so if you're in accounting and you want customers to be able to email the group of accounting, you would check that box. If you are the owner of the group, you can also delete the group. We probably don't want to do that with most of our groups unless you created it. But then, yeah, that's it. So the next thing I'm going to show is how to create a group. So I'll show that. Hang on one sec. So to create a group, you would right click on this groups here, and you'd hit new group. And in this case, we're going to call it test. And then it'll check to see if the email address is available. That's why this is spinning. And then if it's available, it'll pop up here. If it's not available, you'd either have to change the name of it or the email address. So the name and email don't have to be the same, but they can be. So this one is available, but see, if I picked a group that already existed, like web, it's going to say this one isn't available. So we're going to go back to test, and it's going to check if that email address is available, and it is. And then I'm just going to say test for video, and then I'm going to set it to public, and then I'm going to send invites to everybody. And then there's also more settings, which just lets you select the English, which we are going to just leave at. And then we're going to hit create, and then it's going to go out and create this group. From here, I'm going to add members. I'm going to add myself, search for me, and then add members. And then it says the group was successfully created. Hit OK. And now I have a new group down here called test. Once you've created a group, it should send an invite to the group. I don't know how quick it comes out. Hopefully I got it in the inbox here. Not quite yet. In a minute, it'll come through. Okay, once it comes through, you'll get a welcome email like this to the members. And you can see it just kind of gives you some information about the group and some training. If you click on these, check it out and stuff. And then also in the actual group itself, you'll get an email that says, welcome to the test group. You can start a conversation, add to the team, share files, and connect apps. So yeah, that's the gist of the groups. So I did also want to show you guys that you can access these groups via the web version as well. So if you navigate to your My Apps and then you go to your Outlook, and then there's this icon right here that shows the groups. You click it, and then it'll list off all your groups. You can see that there's frequently used groups and groups that you're not part of, and PDFs and stuff that were inside of the emails in those groups. You can click on the group that we just created, test, and you can see that that email is still sitting in here. And then there's like you can manage rules for your group. You can send an email, follow up. Here's settings. This one you can add members to the group if you have permission. I'm not the owner of this group. So like if I selected this one where I'm the owner, see I have all these abilities to do other things. Now here's the settings, connection, edit groups, rules. You can leave group. So this is just the web version of it. It's very similar to the other. I just wanted to show you that there is also a web version.